Yeah, right now, they've definitely been playing spoiler up against our squad, one of our squads that did really well last week, Team Cheese It. You know, slowing down their rotations and really shadowing them on the rotates. We've been talking about that. They've been playing very similarly in that regard. But it was Team Pop Tarts that took the win in game number 5. We're on board with them over here by Geysers. Lucas is doing a nice little fly by, get some information to see where everyone's dropping for his squad. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like they have a beacon in the area for themselves, but they're still playing off of Geyser, and so the rotates should come fairly easily for them. Still playing in 6th place, they need to have a massive game. They need to frag out here as Rockstar. What? Okay, they're going to go ahead and challenge over here by Sorting Factory.
I have no idea why they're doing this, but I guess they're they're trying to get some kill points and stop the rest of the lobby here. So I don't know how this is going to work out, but it's pretty interesting. If any strategy is ever going to change, it is going to be in game number 6, and most likely this is going to be a tech call too. So we'll see if it ends up paying out for him. Sorting is one of the more fun places to drop and fight. You don't get third-partied very quickly, and whoever wins this will have enough loot to be able to recover from that and have enough resources to continue their game on too. So we'll see EVA 8 being replaced there by the Mastiff. Not too surprising there for tech, but there's the 50-50 we're looking for. Intel versus Cheez-It. And Intel looks like they have the high ground and the armors. So you can see just that little ant dot running on the opposite side of the train track. It looks like they're trying to swoop back on over to the 3-story building and get some more loot.
One thing I'm considering is that maybe Rockstar were just trying to take out Pringles. We saw Pringles, of course, dropping over by Sorting Factory, and so with an 11-point deficit, they need a number of things for the win condition for this final game. They need Pringles to go down early, and they also need to farm up throughout this lobby. Maybe trying to take things into their own hand right now, but it's been South State who have been getting into these fights. Luckily for them, of course, the 50-50s aren't as punishing because they are taking it in the center of the map here at Fragment, as you have Pride backing away. And so, you know, they're trying to find the proper timings. They didn't find the fight that they really wanted this time around, as the nades do come out, forcing Vibes back a little bit, and Vibes are trying to back away all the way over towards Khan. We'll see how determined South State are in trying to hunt them down. But again, South State, they're in the 2nd place position. They don't really need to risk anything, but this 50-50 is one of the reasons why that they are currently in 2nd place. They've been winning it out all tournament long for the last 5 games. I mean, that's 15 points alone from winning the 50-50s across the last 5 games.
Yeah, that's pretty big, but it's interesting to see what Team Intel is going to do and what guns they elected to go for here. You see the charge rifle out of scope, not going to be the play. So R301 EVA 8 seems to be the play, as 6 is changed to another legend again, this time going off the Pathfinder, switching on over to the Caustic, which we've seen him play before. Definitely think he's one of the strongest race that we have in North America too. That's what he was playing when the team with Bowser and Nicewig back in the summer circuit, I believe it was, back in 2020. But now they find themselves giving up the high ground, which is not a good situation to be. So I love this rotation from Team Cheez-It. Very unpredictable, but the longer this fight lasts, the more likely you're going to get third party from Dome. I'm shocked that the team at Dome hasn't gotten the memo here and realized these are free kills.
Yeah, and so it's a largely isolated fight for them, Team Intel versus Team Cheez-It. The fights haven't been taking place. Like, there was the first 50-50 fight, I believe, in game number 1, and since then they've kind of been avoiding this one. But now Team Intel are just going to full send it. It looks like try their best to full send it. There's an opportunity for Team Cheez-It to try and rotate out, but they do have the ultimate high ground. They have the roof control as Team Intel. And time and again, they've been forced to try and retake the roofs. Here they are, though. They are on top, but the damage hasn't got out quite yet. 6 hasn't been able to close the distance on them as well to try and get those barrels down. He did have some ultimate excels, as he does have that Nox gas grenade. Here comes a port out to try and get in close, as South State find themselves in a fight over here. Frag East inside the diner building so far. They've got a team pinned down. They have to worry, of course, about the barrels there. Rakanishu starting things off in that Cheez-It versus Intel fight, getting the knock onto Panders. It's a 1-for-1 exchange as 6 finds one himself. Prodigy Aces is basically out of this fight, as Rakanishu has a drop down. Joey Blackout does get finished off. That's going to be the armor swap for them. It's going to be the 2v3 as Prodigy Aces goes down at the 1v3. Can Rakanishu do this? Slow play coming out now as they full regroup onto the low, as the res does come out for Rakanishu, and Team Intel, they're not pushing quite yet. This is surprisingly enough really slow playing this one off the advantage, but this might be an opportunity Again, slowing things down. Joey Blackout, he might be out of the fights, but he does have the opportunity. Oh, here's the third party Rockstar coming in for this.
Yeah, and Crummy needs to heal up. Pickett is also healing up in the middle of a defensive bombardment, which actually hits him and knocks him. Feels bad, man. Crummy now hit only syringes, not going to have a med kit. Pickett, has he been spotted quite yet? Do they know that that's a free kill and armor swap if they want to go and take it? You're not going to be able to have scans over towards the side, so this is unfortunate for Tech and Crummy. Only Pickett's information that he has while he's on the ground. You can see Tech with just a sliver of health here, and now Crummy's going to have to slow play this one to the max. I'm curious if Crummy's interested in even fighting, or if he's going to try to play a long game and go for some banners. If he gets spotted out, he's done for.
We've got 4 teams involved in this one as well. I believe Legit and his squad rolled up, and that defensive bombardment, which was what stopped the momentum of Team Rockstar coming in for the third party. Now they are stuck here on the second to highest floor. It's the full 3-man infiltrate into the building as Pander starts it off, and Team Rockstar are out in 19th place. Team Intel surviving for now as they're going for the full reset. Panders hasn't healed yet, surprisingly enough. Maybe they ran out of resources here, as you do have the cells and the medkits going down for them to heal up.
He's going to be needing that med kit fairly soon, and I like the block of the door there coming in from 6. Looks like he's trying to gather some more information, though, and we're fortunate enough to see that that team's actually in the west side building here, trying to gatekeep in front of them as they know they have to move towards the zone. So will they get the sound cues as 6 is now within distance? That door should have gave some sound as well, but he's going to go and try to play the roof here. Probably get some barrels down for the rest of his team. Nice shots coming in for Mass on MWT. They're able to get that knock onto Legit. We saw Legit picking up a couple of kills and eliminating Rockstar. Now Team Intel, and 6 going to make their play, as well as Casper gets a knock onto Mercy only as well, and he gets the finish. So multiple fights taking place over here as Intel comes out on top over towards this Lava City side. But now Applejack's trying to put some pressure over towards this building, and they are in a great spot. So this fight is absolutely huge as they're taking massive amount of damage. Bubble comes out for We the People. He is going to hit the battery. That team is going to continue to full send it. Can he live? Goes down. This is Team Pringles.
They survived this fight. Absolutely massive here. Remember, Team Pringles currently in the lead now with 62 points. They put 2 more on the board with those kills. Looks like Team Intel won't be able to finish off their fight throughout all of that. Cheez-It were able to recover. And I believe, Joey Blackout back into this. Will Team Intel be sticking around to try and punish them here? As they're still, I don't know what their med situation looks like. The med kit does go over to Joey Blackout. There's the scan, so Team Intel might still be in the area. That might be them above to try and punish Team Cheez-It. It is, and oh boy, this is just honestly just pure ego fighting coming out from all of our squads down here in the southeast side of the zone. As Joey Blackout tries to back away all the way over towards Train. Doesn't actually get hit throughout all that, surprisingly enough. So here comes a port out now from Team Intel. They might try to get positioning to try and gatekeep Team Cheez-It.
This is just so funny because of the 2 teams that it is, to be honest with you. The same 2 teams that land over here. The amount of fighting these guys do, it's every single game, whether it's at the landing spot, whether it's over towards a choke, over towards a rotation, whatever that is. And I can imagine just the bad blood between the both of them, and Intel just screaming, get these guys, don't let them get away throughout game number 6 here. So it's going to be funny when these 2 teams face off. I think it's going to happen over towards this east hand side building.
Yeah, South State losing out on 1 more. Pride going down. And so I believe they're just down to a solo here. South State were the closest to try and challenge Team Pringles. They had 54 points overall, and Pride does get finished off. Kimchi finds one knock onto Casper, so Rice Krispie Treats might be in a spot of trouble here as Intel, though, continuing this fight up against Team Cheez-It, trying to stop them from the rotate now and be a full 3v3 as 6. He does have that Nox gas grenade to work with, try and push this building. It's going to be incredible utility for them. But it's Panders who's trying to find an opening here as 6 is keeping an eye on their back. The scan does come out, so they know for sure that the team is in there. Panders is taking a lot of damage. He's stuck on the low. He isn't healing quite yet. And they haven't pushed out yet from the other side as Team Cheez-It are slow playing this one, and they're going to allow Panders to actually get that bat off, pushing up taking the massive shot to the dome of 55. Metro starts it off, getting the knock on to Rakanishu now. And so it's the 3v2 once again for Team Intel. They've got the advantage. They want to finish this one off as they go ahead and push on out, only hitting for the 9. After 2 shots there, as Metro backs away to heal up, and he pops that bat for the time being. Panders gets the knock onto Joey Blackout, and it's just left to the 1v3. Prodigy Aces will fall, and Team Intel finally get their blood vengeance up against Team Cheez-It. Oh, here comes the third party from Turtle Club, though, as NASKE takes massive damage. Defensive bombardment as well, used right on top of them. NASKE backs away with that bat. They do not find the third party timing.
Wasn't able to see that. I actually lost my feed there, Jamerson. So if you want to keep calling, that'd be great. I'm going to head back in there a second.
Okay, we've got Team Razor in a fight up against 6XZs, I believe, as Depression are holding down the No Name, and they're the ones that will have the option to play the choke over here as the ring does pull down towards Geyser proper, or actually to the high ground that Team Pringles was actually holding beforehand. So Team Pringles is set up for the late game. A lot of their competition damaged and bruised at this point, as NASKE has used that gravity lift to go to the high ground. Arcstar out as well, but he does not have the black hole anymore. It's some decent damage there, but where's the rest of the follow-up? Rambo still holding in the backside. K20 taking a lot of damage. He gets the knock onto Panders. That Spitfire doing so much damage. He's got the hammer point as well on that P2020. And so Team Intel now down 2, as Metro will be the next one to fall. 6 goes down to NASKE, and Turtle Club will come up with those kills. Team Applejacks, though, left to still rat this one out, as Aves is inside Geyser. He's in a position that he can try to play for quite some time as well. Team Razor here on the north side, playing over at Frag East, just playing off the edges of the zone. Again, they don't really have much opportunity to try to fight back in for first place. It's basically mathematically impossible for them to get this win, but they're still going to try this one out. We have to remember that Series E is an entire season long, that cumulative points do matter, as Team Pringles are working their way inside. Fury about to go down over here at Geyser, is forced to queue back. There's so many low HP bars on Team Pringles here, as you can see, full healing out. As Fury does go down, that's going to be Team Rice Krispie Treats coming in, but Pop-Tart's the savior of Team Pringles, as Casper goes down to him. Here's Phony, though, now with that Beast in the Hunt, popping that Q, get some information throughout all of this as he's trying to reconnect. Press will be able to get the res onto Fury, allowing Team Pringles to stabilize here.
Nice job there by Phony, hitting the Beast of the Hunt at the right time so we can get multiple scans and back these players off as they were trying to make their way through and finish off Fury, who, like I said, Team Pop-Tarts comes through and just saves them in that type of instance. Team Pop-Tarts was the team that was spoiling last game, so interesting change of strategy there, but it definitely is going to be a Geyser circle. That's why you see so many of these teams kind of posturing over here, so many caustic traps set all over the place, as now we see what Team Pop-Tarts was up to, and they're looking pretty healthy over here. Blue, blue, purple coming in. Stomp's the most healthy right now, but they both are owning opposite sides of Geyser, which is super ideal here. There's another small building you can see on that northeast side. Could pull, though. If it does pull away from them, this is going to be interesting, because they're both going to have to make their way uphill, or worst case scenario, they're going to end up going through that little choke, which is going to be that tunnel and cave, and you can see how many teams are waiting on that no-name side. Team Razor started to push up a little bit. Like you said, Jamerson, not in a position to win, but it's important to get that point total up, because Team Razor wants to end where they did in season number 1, which is in first place. Used to have Mercy only on their team, and now it's Muffins, and Muffins has been quite the player for them, just haven't had the pop-off games that they were looking for quite yet.
Yeah, so South State, the closest to challenging Team Pringles, as you can see in the Tomcat double rat cam, Bronzies and Aves trying to rat this one out. And importantly as well, Applejacks, they were in 4th place position. They were 4 points behind South State. So these were our 2 closest teams, with Rockstar going down in that third-party attempt over at Lava City to challenge Team Pringles. Team Pringles, all they have to do is survive. We're almost in the top 10 territory as NPL, trying to push their way up to this choke. They are basically committed to this side now. They do have the option, of course, to try and push through that vault tunnel. As the black hole comes in, they do clear it, but their dome has been used as well. So they're a little bit vulnerable here. Still stuck behind just that little bit of cover as the scan comes out. That's nice. It's two teams in the area, one to their east directly, and then one playing that choke to their southeast right now, Tom.
Yeah, just trying to wait for an opportunity here because this is one of the most difficult rotations that you could make. They should be used to it though, and what you want to have in this type of scenario is the other teams focus each other in the choke, and then you swoop in last minute. Ronnie's just going to try to hit some scans and force these teams to kind of back off this area. You don't want to try to fight the team over towards your side. That's just free kills for the team over towards the choke. The idea would be almost to double team this team up over towards the choke and hope that another team comes in for the third party from behind. But we do see where that pull is going. That's why we see these teams over towards the geyser side. This is great for Team Pringles because all they have to do is continue to post up, let these teams eliminate each other that have to make the rotations through, and that will secure enough placement points for them to get the dub.
Scans out and pings out for Team Vibes as they do ping that high ground position. And so this ring, they will be safe in here for now. The scans do come out at the proper time, allowing them to just walk up here for free. And so they'll be able to maintain this position for quite some time now. Again, it's round number 4. We're 11 squads in, 28 players left. The number of rats still in this is not able to hit those shots. The horizon a little too slippery with her passive and that gravity lift. It's GNASKE was trying to push out with that one. Rambo, this is a little bit disconnected from the squad, trying to play the other side of the building, making sure no one pushes in for the time being. But we have finally found a moment of peace. But as I say that, it's Team Lonely Fans in a fight now. Razor probably on the other side of this one, getting shot from the choke as we have a Watson. Didn't even realize that. A Watson team playing in this right now. Lonely Fans about to be up against it. 30 seconds as the ring closes so quickly behind them, and they have to push uphill as well. Or do they full commit onto the vault tunnel? Here comes the push out from that squad. It is going to be actually Team Depression there, having no trouble finishing them off, but they're taking so much damage from the ring. Depression is all up to Strictly here to survive for as long as possible, and it's not for that long. 8 squads, 21 players remaining as Vibes is trying to spot out. It looks like that was GNASKE once again going for that grav lift peak as they get a knock onto NPL's Ronnie, and they finish him off quickly as well. The ring pulling over in their favor, so they'll be able to continue to play this high ground in the next zone.
And I believe Bronzy was taken out throughout all that. Not sure if you mentioned that, but that's going to be unfortunate. Team South State now eliminated as Vibes, like you said, has the high ground, has the zone. Team Turtle Club also going to be vibing out inside of their building too, so they're going to be looking A-okay over there. As we do have only 2 members as Casper was taken down a little early. This is that rotation over from that choke. This is the Watson that we're looking at as well. It was Bird. Keep in mind, Watson with those changes, she is going to regen a little bit like Octane, so it helps out. As you know that she also has that pillar that helps you double gen too. So Watson could come back into the meta. We'll see what ends up happening. Not being able to have a Gibraltar though in this type of circle is going to be a little bit difficult because that's how you're going to go and make your rotation. So if it's not going to be a Gibraltar, it's going to have to be the portal coming in from the Wraith player. You see Team Pop Darts is also in the zone here too, so they're liking their positioning. One team that's going to have to rotate would be Team Pringles if they're still in this one. That is a team that most likely is going to play outside the building of where a team like Turtle Club is inside. So that's exactly what's happening right now from Stomp's side. He realizes this is the gatekeep he needs to do. This is where the team's going to go and make their play. That's where the focus is.
You got 10 seconds, and he takes the damage just at the right time, so he'll be able to bat that up and go for the repeat if he wants to. He's backing away to the rest of the squad, so he's not going to continue to apply pressure right now. Looks like he wants to keep them pinned down, and oh boy, the gold armor is there. Sliver, the head just poking out. Now they are forced down. Rice Krispies, how much longer can they survive? They're the only squad that is not a full squad, as the quick swap off comes out from Stomps. He's got the 30-30. Doesn't have the purple mag, but it's fine. As he goes back on over, the scan is there, and he spots him out, hits for the 36. Sarah Trick, he takes out Stunny, and there's only 1 player remaining now. But throughout all that, Bird answers back, and now Team Razor are on the back burner, as it looks like Turtle Club were able to get involved as well. We're now down to our top 5. And of course, we'll have one rat left. Here comes a port play out from Lucas, surprisingly enough, trying to punish Team Pringles here, who have survived into the top 5. It's only Press left throughout all of this. He's got his barrels down, and now he is the solo. We got 2 rats remaining in this lobby. GS Bird doesn't care that he's a rat on that Watson, as there's quite possibly a kidnap attempt on top of him. No, Stunny trying to get out, but he's got all of his bodies to work with. We'll see how much longer he can survive. And Team Pringles almost on their last legs here. 5 squads, 11 players remaining, but they've all but secured it. I can't imagine that anyone really has an opportunity unless, you know, somehow Team Turtle Club ended up with like 20 kills or something, but that doesn't seem to be the case at all whatsoever. Team Vibes, once again, still playing on the rocks here as we are about to enter into that final slow closing ring. As what is their play here? Like, they're gonna have to be forced off the high ground now. We do have the nades being tossed around, and so Mooney is gonna have that black hole nade spam combo to work with.
Yeah, it's really up to Turtle Club right now. All eyes on them to see if they can almost kill the rest of the lobby, because that's what they're going to need in order to catch up to Team Pringles as a first place plus the 8 remaining players in this lobby. But when you go and pick a priority spot, when you sit in the middle of the zone and go for the dub, a lot of times you don't pick up all those points like you were hoping for, because in Game 6, that's when teams get the most aggressive. That's what we saw here just now. But now the zone's starting to close, and they're going to have to go and make their play without any heals. This makes it so difficult for Moni. Looks like they're getting aggressive over towards Team Pop-Tarts building. That's going to be the last player for Team Pringles going down in 5th place. That's going to be Press doing his best to try to just get a little bit of damage over towards the side. But Stomps was having absolutely none of that. Big, massive shots, and there goes the defensive bombardment too. Ultimate high ground being taken here for Turtle Club. This is their opportunity to possibly get some kills. If they can't at least get into 1st place here, 2nd place will do, taking that away from, I believe, South State right now. But it's a counter play coming up onto GNASKE. He's going to have to drop off the high ground, hit the battery.
Oh boy, Mooney taking a lot of damage, and now the ring closing in on them. Here comes the black hole. He needs to throw out those nades. He's got a sliver of HP. We'll just slow play this one as Turtle Club find that kill on to Farmer Lucas. Bird goes down to the ring as well, so that's Rice Krispie Treats out. It is the final 3v3v3 as GNASKE is dirty with this angle, just free firing down onto Team Vibes, and Turtle Club will take the dub. But is it gonna be enough at the end of the day? Team Pringles got at least 4 points, I believe, for finishing in 5th place. How many kill points did they get? Did they do enough? Or was Turtle Club possibly able to sneak this one away?